Switch on your videos. Okay, Punya. Which are the different types of batteries?
Primary battery and secondary battery.
Primary battery and secondary battery. Then Dia, what do you mean by primary battery?
The reaction only occurs once and after it rebirth.
Once again.
The reaction only occurs once and after use it will be there.
Okay. Aditya, give 2 examples for primary battery.
Ma'am, dry cell and mercury cell.
Okay, dry cell and mercury cell. Vidur, what do you mean by the secondary battery?
These are the cells which can be recharged by passing current through them in the opposite direction. And
it can be reused again.
reused again.
Okay. Then Adul, examples for secondary battery.
Lead storage battery and nickel cadmium battery.
Okay. Then Nandana, example for fuel cell.
Hydrogen, oxygen, fuel cell.
Hydrogen, oxygen, fuel cell. Then Mehak, examples for corrosion.
Rusting.
Rusting. In which metal?
Iron.
Yes. 2 more examples. Rusting of iron. Then what happens to copper, silver, etc.? Which color coating? In the case of copper. Okay, Manuel, can you tell me examples for corrosion? I can't hear you. Yes. Yes? Examples for corrosion.
Iron.
Rusting of iron, then?
Oxidation. I don't know.
Achyut, can you tell me?
Formation of aluminum oxides.
Okay. Then what color coating occurs in copper?
Silver.
Yeah, silver color turns to
Black.
tarnishing. Okay, okay, fine. Then copper, it's green coating. Okay. Then Gayatri, which anode is used in this dry cell?
Zinc.
Zinc. Then what about cathode, Sania? In dry cell, which one is the cathode?
Carbon graphite rod.
Along with that?
Powdered magnesium oxide.
Manganese dioxide.
Manganese dioxide and carbon.
Okay. Sharon, what about the electrolyte present in dry cell?
They are moist paste of ammonium chloride and zinc chloride.
Yes. Steffi, what about the electric potential of this dry cell?
It is 1.35 volt.
1.35 volt. Shivani? Shivani, can you hear me? Okay, Rijas, tell me certain methods to prevent this corrosion. Rijas? Yes.
By applying paint.
Then?
Zinc. Using zinc.
Which method is that?
Sacrificial.
Okay, sacrificial protection.
Sacrificial.
Okay, then?
Then
what about anti-rust solutions? Okay, barrier protection, sacrificial protection, and anti-rust solution. These are the three methods. You can describe it according to the marks. Okay, clear. Then, Naurin, can you, yeah, which is the anode present in this mercury cell? Mercury cell.
Zinc amalgam.
Okay, zinc amalgam. What are the uses of this mercury cell? Shivani, can you hear me? Uses of mercury cell.
Ma'am,
Yes.
can you hear me?
Very low voice. Can you say it little more louder?
Ma'am, can you say this?
Yes.
Ma'am, can you say this?
I can't hear. Okay, Anna, you can tell me. What are the uses of this mercury cell, or where do this mercury cell is used? Anna?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
Used in watches, hearing aid, etc.
Okay. Meenakshi, can you hear me? Meenakshi?
Yes, ma'am.
What's the other name of this dry cell?
Ma'am, I can't hear you properly.
What is the other name of this dry cell?
Ma'am, can you hear me?
Is it Shivani? Meenakshi, can you hear me? No. Emmanuel, you can tell me what's the other name of dry cell?
Leclanche.
No need to look at the book. Leclanche cell.
Leclanche cell.
Okay, okay. Then along with this, you can also learn the reactions in anode, cathode, and the overall reaction. Okay. Clear? Then for the next day, you can learn which portion? Nernst equation, equilibrium constant from Nernst equation, then electrochemical cell and Gibbs energy. For next Thursday. Okay?
Is it oral or written?
I think it's written.
Ma'am, can you repeat the topics?
Yes,
Nernst equation then?
Nernst equation, equilibrium constant from Nernst equation, electrochemical cell and Gibbs energy.
Okay.
Only need to learn that derivation of Nernst equation.
Can you tell again slowly?
Nernst equation 3.3. Then 3.1 equilibrium constant from Nernst equation. Equilibrium constant from Nernst equation. Next one, electrochemical cell and Gibbs energy of the reaction. Electrochemical cell and Gibbs energy of the reaction.
Ma'am, when is the test?
Thursday. Okay, clear? Yes. Then we are again back to chapter 4, chemical kinetics. Do you remember those terms? Molecularity, then different types of reactions depending upon molecularity. Then in complex reactions, it will take place in different steps, and the rate determining step, it is the slowest step in that chemical reaction. Is this clear? Yes, right? Any doubt? Okay, all of you please switch on your videos. Okay, then we can continue the topic. Okay, we have to consider another reaction. write down, consider the decomposition of hydrogen peroxide, which is catalyzed by iodide in alkaline medium. The decomposition of hydrogen peroxide, which is catalyzed by iodide in alkaline medium. Then we can write down the reaction. 2H2O2, that is hydrogen peroxide, in the presence of iodide ion and alkaline medium. Alkaline medium means presence of base is there, that's it. Alkaline medium, 2H2O plus O2. Hydrogen peroxide decomposed to water and oxygen molecule in the presence of iodide in alkaline medium. So we can write the rate of this reaction. Rate. We can express the rate in terms of both reactants and products. Now we are using it in the terms of reactants. Okay. So it is minus D H2O2 divided by dt. Minus D H2O2, concentration of H2O2 divided by dt. That is equal to, how can we convert it into rate equation? This rate, that is equal to K into concentration of H2O2, along with that one more product, I minus, right? Not a product, reactant. H2O2 reacts with iodine ion to form H2O and O2. So these two are considered as reactants. Okay, H2O2 and I minus. So we can write two terms, H2O2 then I minus. This is the rate equation. Clear? K is the rate constant, then concentration of H2O2 and concentration of I minus. And this reaction is first order reaction. The reaction is first order reaction. Reaction is first order reaction. You look at here, the powers here it is 1, 1, right? Here it is 1, 1. Then how it will be first order reaction? We have learned that the order that is equal to x plus y. X plus y. So here it is 1 plus 1, that belongs to 2. Then how will become first order reaction? Any idea? Anyone? Okay, here this reaction also take place in 2 steps. Okay, it's a complex reaction because 2 molecules here, along with that one reactant is here. So totally 3 reacting species. So here also it take place in 2 steps. Okay, so the evidence suggests that this reaction take place in 2 steps. You can write there, evidence suggests that this reaction take place in 2 steps. Shall I move to next one? Have you completed this portion? Achyut, finish, right?
No, ma'am. Can you say again?
Yes. Now you can complete this one. Then I will repeat it once again. Now just simply write this much. That's enough. Concentration of H2O2 and concentration of I minus. Finished. Finished? Achyut?
Yes, ma'am. But can you say again why this single order?
Yeah, here we are considering this decomposition of hydrogen peroxide. Okay, it is decomposed to water and oxygen. And we have learned that in some cases, especially the reacting species is 3 or more than 3, it will considered as complex reactions and they will not take place in single step. It will take place in several steps, right? And here we just write, according to this reaction, we can write the rate equation, rate that is equal to minus dH2O2 divided by dt. That means we are just taking this hydrogen peroxide reactant, we are expressing it in terms of the reactant hydrogen peroxide. That's it. And that is equal to the rate constant K into concentration of H2O2 into concentration of I minus. Okay, and this reaction is a first order reaction. Then we are going to learn how it belongs to first order reaction. Clear? Okay. So I told you this reaction also take place in two steps. Reaction take place in 2 steps. In the first step, H2O2 react with iodide ion to form H2O plus IO minus. It's an ion. Okay? IO minus. This is the first step. Okay, first step. And in the second step, this IO minus plus H2O, it gives the final product I minus plus O2. I minus plus O2 plus H2O. So this is the reaction take place there. In first step, hydrogen peroxide react with iodine to form H2O and IO minus ion. Okay, and in the second step, it's again H2O2. H2O2 react with this IO minus ion to form I minus O2 plus H2O. So here there are 2 steps in this single reaction, and we have learned that the rate determining step, it is the slowest step. Rate determining step. the slowest step. And both these steps are considered as bimolecular elementary reactions, right? Here 2 reacting species involved. In the second step also 2 reacting species involved. So both belongs to bimolecular. Both steps belongs to bimolecular elementary reactions. Okay, here one product is obtained in the first step, IO minus. IO minus, it's an ion and it is considered as an intermediate in this reaction. IO minus ion is an intermediate. IO minus, it's an intermediate. And this first step, it is considered as the rate determining step. Okay, so this first step, it is considered as the rate determining step. And in the case of order of reaction, here the coefficients is not considered as the order of the reaction. It is experimentally find out. Okay, that's why it is considered as the first order reaction. So you have to learn that this one is the slowest step, first step. So it is considered as the rate determining step. If any intermediate is formed during the reaction, the formation of that intermediate, that step is very slow, and that step is considered as the rate determining step. Clear? You can write there. If intermediate is formed during any reaction, I will write here. This very slow process. Okay, just 1 minute. Process, the formation of intermediate determines the rate of the reaction. Because it's a slow step and it is the rate determining step. Okay, so the rate of formation of intermediate will determine the rate of the reaction. That's it. So the first step, that's the rate determining step in the above reaction. The reason is that intermediate is formed during that reaction and it's a very slow process. That's why it is considered as the rate determining step. Clear? And in the case of order of that reaction, we cannot obtain it directly from the stoichiometric coefficients. It's experimentally find out. That's why it follows that first order reaction. Clear? Is this clear now? Any doubt, anyone? Nothing, right? In the case of decomposition of hydrogen peroxide to form water and oxygen, it takes place in two steps. Okay, first step, the formation of intermediate IO minus ion, and the second step IO minus again react with hydrogen peroxide to form water, then iodide ion and oxygen. Here the first step, it is the formation of intermediate. It's a very slow process and it is considered as the rate determining step. That's it. So if in any reaction intermediate is formed during the reaction, that step is very slow process and that will be the rate determining step of any reaction. This is clear now? All of you?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, then next we are going to discuss the differences between molecularity and order of reaction. Differences between molecularity and order of reaction. So you can draw or divide the pages into two halves. Here it is order. Next one, molecularity. As a first point, you can write the definition of order and molecularity. In the case of order, it is the sum of sum of powers of concentration in a rate equation. Sum of powers of concentration in a rate equation. So, powers or exponents, okay, you can write any. Then here, what about the definition of molecularity? Adul, can you tell me?
Total number of reacting species.
Okay. Total number of reacting species. Reacting species. So that's the first point. Sum of powers of concentration terms in a rate equation, that's order. Then molecularity, total number of reacting species. Okay, then second point. Second point, we can discuss about the value of this order and molecularity. Here it can be fractional, zero, whole numbers. What about molecularity? It cannot be zero or fractional. It cannot be zero or fractional. Then in the case of order, it is experimentally determined term. Experimentally and in the case of molecularity, it is theoretically determined. Okay, that's the third point. Okay, the next one, it can be applicable to elementary as well as complex reactions. Here it is applicable to only elementary reactions. In the case of complex reactions, it will be converted to elementary reactions by taking place in different steps, and we can able to find out the molecularity. Then the last point, which are the different types of order reactions, or which are the different order of this reaction? Tell me. Which are the different orders? Different types. Zero order, then first order, second order, etc. Here the types are unimolecular, bimolecular.
Ma'am,
Yes.
we also saw half order, right?
Achyut, once again.
We also saw half order, right?
Yes, yes. You can also write the half order. Different types, it is unimolecular, then bimolecular, trimolecular. Okay, so these are the main points to distinguish order and molecularity. This is clear now? Order and molecularity. Vidur, can you read the first point?
Sum of powers of concentration in a rate equation and molecularity, total number of reacting species.
Total number of reacting species. Emmanuel, can you read the second one?
It can be fractional, zero, or whole number.
Okay.
It can be zero or fractional.
It
cannot
cannot
be
zero or fractional in terms of molarity. Okay, then Sania, can you hear me? Sania?
Yes, ma'am.
Third one.
Order experimentally determined term. Molarity theoretically determined term.
Okay. Then Gayatri, next point.
Order applicable to elementary as well as complex reactions.
Okay.
And molecularity applicable only to elementary reactions.
Okay. Then Rijas, last point.
Types zero order, half order, first order, second order, etc.
Okay.
Unimolecular, bimolecular, trimolecular.
Yeah, molecularity can be divided into different types: unimolecular, bimolecular, trimolecular, etc. So these are the major differences between order and molecularity. Okay, do not get confused with these two terms. Okay, order, it is the sum of powers or exponents of the concentration terms in a rate equation. Then molecularity, it is just the total number of reacting species involved in a reaction. Then in the case of order, it can be fractional value, then 0 and whole numbers. Then in the case of molecularity, it cannot be 0 or fractional. Then order can be only determined experimentally. Molecularity, we can theoretically determine the value. Then in the case of order, it is applicable to elementary as well as complex reactions, but molecularity applicable only to elementary reactions. Then the different types of order: zero order, half order, first order, second order, etc. Then the molecularity, different types: unimolecular, bimolecular, trimolecular, etc. This is clear now? Differences? Yes, right? Okay, then you can write one question. For a reaction, A plus B, all of you switch on your videos. Gauri, Mehak, okay. Steffi, Shivani, Naurin, Evelyn, Srihari, Anthony, Aryan, Ashwin, Nevin, Alvin, Malaviga, all of you please switch on your videos. Okay, Naurin. Okay, write down: for a reaction A plus B giving product. A plus B giving product. The rate law is given by R is equal to K into concentration of A raised to 1 by 2, then concentration of B raised to 2. What is the order of the reaction? What is the order of the reaction? What is the order of the reaction? Finished? Aditya, can you tell me the order of this reaction?
1 by 2 plus 2.
Yes.
5 by 2.
It's 5 by 2. Okay. It's 5 by 2. All of you got the same answer, right? Those who do not have network issues, please switch on your videos. I got the message from Naurin, Evelyn, Gauri, Shivani and Sharon. Others, please switch on your videos. Okay, so today we learned about molecularity of a reaction and different types of reactions depending upon the molecularity: unimolecular, bimolecular, trimolecular, and in the case of complex reactions it takes place in several steps, and the slowest step is considered as the rate determining step. And in the case of reactions involving the formation of intermediate, such step is considered as, okay Achyut, so that step is considered as the rate determining step. Is this clear now? Any doubt in this portion? Nothing. Okay, so on the next day we can learn the topic integrated rate equation for the zero order reaction, then first order reactions, then half-life of a reaction. Certain derivations there, but simple ones, no need to worry. Okay, so we can discuss the remaining topics in the next class. Let me take your attendance. Just wait. Thank you. See you in the next class. Okay, bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.